Hello, my name is Michael, and on this channel I talk about life as a professional artist. These are 5 tips about going to art university. The first is to take notes. This is actually my sketchbook from my first semester freshman year at college, and I still look through it all the time. I personally wrote down every single name that was ever dropped and every idea that was ever mentioned in any class that I took. And as a result, I have a lot of sketchbooks from college, and I still use them years later. There are a lot of times when I think about, oh, what is this artist's name? What were their work doing? Or I was thinking about a particular lecture, because I still think about those things because I found school really valuable. I actually find that I look back at things that I was lectured on much more than my own ideas, although my own ideas are valuable as well. Number 2 is to go to art exhibitions. I know so many people who go to art school and don't really look at art at all, and that's crazy to me. I mean, maybe if you're a graphic designer or, an architect or something, and you only look at other graphic design or other animation or whatever, but I still think that you should go out and engage with all forms of art. Personally, I struggled a lot with being pretentious about certain kinds of art, and it really took a friend of mine kind of lacing into me that I was able to overcome those things. Personally, I always thought that anime wasn't really like my thing. I wasn't interested in it. I never watched like video art at all. I don't like sitting down and watching videos, and actually struggling to make these videos is something that I actually struggle with as an artist. But I wasn't really into anime, and I had a friend sit down one day and yell at me and said, "You're just ignoring a form of art because you're pretentious." And they were right. And so now I look at art, I look at anime, and I try and experience every type of art and appreciate what the artist is trying to do. Step number 3 is to get coffee with a professor. So, it could be that they have open office hours or whatever, but really, you go to school because you want to have interesting conversation with professors, an interesting conversation with your peers. And while class is great, nothing will ever beat a one-on-one conversation with a professor that you really admire. Offer to take them out to coffee, offer to go to open office hours. Most colleges require that professors obliged to do this, so they're going to do it. And the conversations that I've had one-on-one with professors that I really value their opinion have been life-changing. Literally the most powerful part of school beyond anything else. Really talk with your professors, get to know them, and they'll be life assets. I have people, I graduated many years ago, and I'm still talking with the professors that were really valuable to me. Tip number 4, this is a big one, and that's to make art that you can only make at art school. I know so many artists, especially in the fine arts department. For me, I have a sculpture and photography major, and everyone wanted to make art that you could exhibit in a gallery. But I think that's a mistake, because you have the rest of your life to exhibit art in a gallery, and you can only make art that belongs in art school while you're there. So I think, don't be afraid to challenge yourself and be weird and be experimental, because you have a room of 10 or 20 people that really care about what you're doing and will give you honest feedback in a safe space to experiment. So don't try and play it safe. Don't try and develop a style. Don't try and make work that looks good in a gallery, because you will have that opportunity forever and it will get boring. And when you graduate, you will miss the freedom to experiment and play that you have in school. And tip number 5 is to take a grad class. So I know that if you're an undergraduate, it might seem overwhelming. A lot of schools, have policies where you're not allowed to, especially unless you're a senior. I think that it's really nice to take a class for something that is a little bit beyond your level of understanding, because then when you do understand it, it goes and builds your confidence, and it allows you to build your base of knowledge. For me, I took a lot of graduate classes, and I found a home actually with the mentors from more of the graduate department, and it's a much different style of teaching than it is undergraduate, and it suited me a lot better. And so working with those people as early on as I could really allowed me to develop my own voice and to put everything into perspective, to put my undergraduate classes into perspective, to put my own practice into perspective, and to really grow in a way that I absolutely couldn't otherwise. It also allowed me to work with peers that had a lot more life experience. Most people in undergraduate programs are coming right from college, and they're all at the same space as you, but one of the values of a graduate program is that people are from all different walks of life. Being with people from all walks of life and from all perspectives allowed me to grow and allowed me to get different feedback on my work and a different understanding of the world that I live in. Those are my 5 tips for art university students. Be sure to like and subscribe. I have lots more content coming out. I have another video where I talk about, I have a long list of tips for Art University students, and I have more videos coming out in the future helping you with what you need to go and get for Art University. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.